Yes. If a relationship is a good relationship and it's a committed, permanent relationship, then there should be no secrets. Privacy, yes, by all means. I can go and use the bathroom on my own, but secrets, none.
Okay. I guess this would also be the same for, say, financial issues or financial statements.
Oh, don't go there.
But it is true. I mean, how do you define a marriage? There's only really one difference between a marriage and any other sort of friendship. You have sex and you merge your finances. So if you can't be open about your finances, you're not actually in a marriage, you're in some other crazy sort of relationship. Now, lots of people say they're married, but then they scrupulously keep their finances aside. You're not really in a marriage. You're certainly not in a monogamous marriage. You might be in some other crazy arrangement that you've defined. But that's one of the hallmarks.
Carol, your take on finances? Should this be an open book that is laid on the table?
Yes. I don't mean that you have to have just a joint account. But even if you have separate accounts, or if you have money coming in from somewhere, or you've banked overseas, you're open about it. Yeah.
And if one is not open about it, is that an indication that there is something?
Then you're not in a marriage.
Yes, because why aren't you open about it? Aren't you open about it because she will take all the money and splurge?
Let's be really blunt. If I am busy keeping half my finances secret, the chances are I've got another family in Buraburu or somewhere like that. It's as blunt as that. There's only really one reason for keeping things secret. It's because I'm trying not to have my whole life with you. I'm doing something with someone else.
Or I guess if you're a woman, if you're protecting your interests.
But
you're afraid of the man.
You think
like
the
if
thing's
he's alcoholic,
yeah, you think
exactly.
the thing's
Let me politely
obviously
disagree with these guys.
No, what?
In terms of finances, I think the most important thing is disclosure. And
yes, we agree.
We're not saying you have to have access to the money. We're saying disclosure. Disclosure is what's important.
Disclosure is important, and you've got to be honest and open. But you know, I have trouble with the fact that you get home and in your wallet you have 50,000 and your wife says, how are you doing today? Are you okay? How much money do you have? And you give the exact figure of 50,000. Believe you me, like Chris says, if you're in a monogamous marriage and that marriage is good, she'll say, oh, I need 41. And you needed that money for whatever else. So disclosure is important, but in terms of finances, there's a point where you will say, oh, you know, my salary is $1 million a month, but I commit this, I commit that. That's beautiful, that's disclosure. But at the end of the day, you want to build a house for your mother, and that gate that your mother wants costs 200,000. Your wife does not think she deserves that gate. And believe you me, you don't want to fight in the marriage about a gate for your mother.
But that's why you're in a marriage, so that you you come up to an agreement.
You're outnumbered. You're outnumbered.
No, Ken, my question is, if you come home with 50,000 and she asked for 41, but why can't you tell her, no, but there was something I was going to do with the 40, and then you talk about it.
And if
that's where the problem's at.
But there's no
you're
problem.
Communicating. You're saying, no, I can't give you 41.
It's
I needed 40. In fact, I needed the 50, but if there's no food, I'll give you 1,000.
And if you've got an issue like, I'm trying to build a house for my mother, you should be debating how much you spend, and you should agree. There should not be.
It is important, Chris, but let me give you an example, like what she says. Typical man reaction, she asks you, I always use that example. Instead of 50,000, you tell her, oh, actually I didn't come home with any money. You're not being secretive, you're not being bad. It's just that you're going to send that money to your mother in the morning. So you put your wallet there, and then in the morning you find out it's like got 40 less. And at the risk of calling your wife a thief, you don't want to raise that issue because you already said you didn't have last night. Yeah, and then she takes the 40. Believe you me, good wife, she'll use it in that house. And she'll show you one day when you ask. She says, remember that day when I took 40,000 from you? This is what I bought. But you cannot ask her because you said you didn't have it. And so that was the problem with disclosure. But now that she has taken it, she's smiling at you snugly in the morning, wondering, are you going to ask? You know, because you lost 40 according to you. So then she uses it, and you go away thinking, my wife, my wife, my wife. Yeah, but if you told her you had 50 and she asked for 40, and then you said, no, I was going to send this money in the morning to blah, 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 like Chris says. Then the argument starts like, oh, okay, so you think that is more important than what I need the 40 for. And I think Chris has talked about this before.
So Chris, the question then would be, how do you deal with disagreements?
Well,
in general, because here we have a disagreement. Finance,
that's a whole separate topic. But of course, the big issue with disagreement is that people know what your plans are. If you already know that I am supporting my mother and this is the amounts we have agreed we're going to do it, then we're not going to have that dispute, are we? But if, on the other hand, I'm keeping it all secret how much I give my mother, then we're going to have a lot of disagreements. So the answer is, you make plans together. If I've got a plan to go abroad or to go back to college or something like that, my wife should know about that years before it happens, so that we've both got it in our expectations. Yeah. Okay. If you surprise people, if you keep things secret, it's going to be endless trouble.
All right, Carol, closing comments.
Yes. In fact, my problem, no, cannot really problem. With what Ken is saying. No, it's what goes on right now in most relationships. Yeah. But I feel it's what is promoting dysfunctional relationships. That's what we're teaching our children. We're teaching our children, women, we need to hide a little money because the man will drink it all. Or that's what we're teaching. Why not break the cycle? Why not break the cycle now? Ken brings home the 50,000, right? And she says, I needed money for this. And he says, well, I don't have any money because the money I had, as in, yes, I have money, but it's not actually with me. It's being sent to my mother. It's like the way you can have money in the bank and someone asks you for a loan,
so in
and
short,
you have the money.
Agree on what you're going to spend it on.
Exactly. And then, of course, sometimes there will be disagreements. That's how we are as humans. But the thing is, if you do not tell her at that point, when she finds the money and then knows, aha, so this money was here, then later finds out he sent money to his mother. At some point, she'll start wondering, how often is he sending money to his mother, and how much? Then it starts causing other in-law disagreements. When this could have been a simple disagreement on itself, where we just agree to disagree and break the cycle of all this money secrecy.
All right, Chris, closing comments?
Well, like we said, it's all about openness, not having secrets, defining boundaries, having agreements about what you're doing with the extended family, with your friends, with work people. If all this is clear and defined, then you're going to have a very happy marriage. The moment you start fudging the issue or sulking or keeping secrets, you're not in a marriage, you're in a relationship, yes.
What you call it a crazy relationship.
A crazy relationship, yeah. Don't go there.
Today your number, yes, you're building
definitely.
And in case you're building a gate for your mom now, after this show you better be ready. Anyway,
let me finish this for you by telling you about the fact that when we sit here, when you sit with people, you do this, yes, best case scenario. Yeah, but believe you me, the reality in that house for almost 90% of couples is totally different. You have the best intentions about building your mother house, but she will then say, oh, okay, how about my mother? She's also human. So I think when we get to the reality of marriage, we need to then do proper adjustment. And when you create your boundaries, when you resolve your conflicts, there must be a place where you say, okay, mom, at this point this stops. Yeah, so you move on from there and say, yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Ken Ouko, who is a sociologist. We have Chris Hart, who is a relationship expert.